Hey man, you need to hear this. If you're looking for fast, cheap, and reliable MUT coins, I highly recommend to check out my sponsor, DMC, Discount MUT Coins, and use code 187 for 10% off at checkout.
The the amount of linebackers he has, but he also likes to bring a ton of pressure, as you see there.
Yeah, according to these stats, he's second of all time on the leaderboards with blitz percentage with 18.6. So,
I mean, he's pretty much dialing it up every time.
Exactly.
So we're having a bit of a little technical issue getting the game started up here and ready to go between Eli and Beast Mode Mac. Is certainly a lot of times for these players, you do have opportunity to look at your lineups and stuff backstage, and it's so important to make sure that transfers from the players' warm-up lounge out to the main stage.
Exactly. Anytime I play, I just double check, even triple check, just to make sure all my players are there, all my settings are right, and overall anything that may be missing or may be off, because that could affect you for sure in the game.
Well, we told you Beast Mode Mac, a belt winner back in Madden 17. Let's check in with two-time belt winner Mo and Nick hanging out.
Hey, between the two of us combined, we got 2 belts over here, so I'm feeling pretty good. Over here with Serious Mo, and Mo, we know you have some history with Beast Mode Mac, saw it as recently as the Madden Classic. I mean, give us a little insight as to what Beast Mode Mac does that can maybe get that fire going inside.
I mean, I can only get the fire going inside me, so let's just make that very clear. But Beast Mode's a really good player, and this isn't a top 128 matchup. It's not supposed to be this way. This is a top 16 matchup. These are 2 great players. We're getting spoiled right here, seeing them in the Final Four of a club series.
And Beast Mode Mac, a veteran. So many guys have seen him play, but you see the name Eli, you forget he's gone by Nini before. He won the Rams Club Championship last year. He can do this for sure and get that win. As we are ready to go, let's throw it over to the boys. Scott Cole and Pavin.
Appreciate it, gentlemen. Kicking off here this Rams Club Championship as Gil Sayers is going to take it out past the 31. Beast Mode Mac will start with the first. And of course, we were talking about Beast Mode Mac and Mo met in the Madden 20 Classic before Mo ended up being the champ of the whole thing. We've had some good winners coming through this Rams Club Championship. Primetime did a good job in Madden 18, and there you see Eli trying to repeat.
Yeah, something I saw very early is Gale Sayers at the kick return spot where most people like to just squib kick it or whatever. Just watch out for that. That might be a kick return sometime later on in the game.
Well, back in the day, in real life, Gale Sayers was one of the best returners of all time. Had 7 touchdowns in a game.
Wow.
Way back in the day, and here we go. They have set their depth charts. They're setting their audibles, and we are moments away. And I thought Mo said it so right, Pavin, that this is really like a top 16 matchup.
Most definitely, most definitely.
See what Beast Mode Mac comes out here on first down from the 31-yard line. You don't see a lot of Schaub. That's because they were going to be running the rock this entire game, and he hands it off to Clinton Portis. Gets there on the edge. Joe Thomas with a pancake block, and Palomalu will have to bring him down, not before he rumbles to the 38.
Yeah, I think I saw the nasty streak light up there. I could be wrong, but Palomalu very fortunate for Eli to make that tackle because Portis usually, I think he has like around 93 speed compared to Palomalu's 90 or 91.
That's why you're going to see that Joe Thomas at tight end. And press F in the chat when Joe Thomas is coming your way with nasty streak. He'll hand it off. Portis again. Little jukebox move. And taken down inside the red zone. 2 plays, picked up 50 yards already.
Yeah, this may be a long game for Eli. He has to get his run defense set up really well right now.
And while everybody else is sitting at the play call screen trying to get your main running back ready to go, he's got 2 running backs. He'll just run Gale Sayers out there inside the red zone on 1st and 10. Helms it off to Gale Sayers, and this time Eli able to finally stop him to a 2-yard gain.
This 2-back system, I think a lot of people may be using it very soon.
Of course, the cap will go up by 100 as you get closer to the round of 32. That might give people a chance to throw another running back into the system. You already see a big block. Chase here gets faked out, and that's going to be close to the first down. I think just shy. It'll be a 3rd and 1.
I'm putting Portis probably tired. Look for Gale right here as he is in the game.
There's old Gale Sayers in the backfield. Perkins in motion. It's all about that line, and it's all about this double jukebox system. Schaub up under center again. And he'll run him back the other way one more time.
Stretch right.
Trying to get some advantage. Look at the blocking, and Gale Sayers walks in for Beast Mode Mac.
Joe Thomas just took out 2 players. Just 2 players. That just led the way. Easy touchdown.
What an opening drive. 5 plays, 70 yards, 209. And the former belt winner way back in Madden 17, where he took home 50 grand on that win. He's in business here early. Dion with a spin. Another spin as well. Eli off to the races, and Champ Bailey. So lucky Bailey was back there, saved a touchdown. Look at this touchdown run again.
Yeah, you could see Joe Thomas just throwing cornerbacks and safeties out the way. No problem for him. But back to that kick return, he had pitched it back to Dion. I like the move, and obviously you got past the 50 with that. 2 spin moves.
Good stick work out to the 47. So after the touchdown, he gets a big return to maybe gain back a little momentum here. With 2:41 to go, I want to say a happy Friday to all those out there, especially those Rams fans tuning in. We got a good one here. We're only in the semifinal, but it certainly feels like it could be the final. Rodgers up under center, and he'll hand it off to Peterson. And of course, we were talking backstage before we came out here that Eli runs a lot of different plays, a lot of different formations, so who knows what he's going to bring to the table.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure he's running a 2 running back system as well. He has Dalvin Cook and Adrian Peterson.
So 3rd and 13 as he tries a little bubble. It leaves him with a 3rd and long. Behind the chains, under 2 minutes to go here in the first, and we're going to see an early timeout. Scott Cole along with Pavin, who won the whole thing last year, hanging out with us. You're not too far from the studio, an hour or 2?
I would say 2.5 hours with traffic, 2 hours without. Not too bad of a drive.
I thought you were going to say 2.5 hours with traffic, 30 minutes without. 3rd and 13. Up under center one more time.
It looks like Beast Mode might be sending the dogs right here, and he is.
Able to pick up the blitz for a moment.
And that's a player I love, Shaq Griffin. I have him on my team. 24
he made some
cap,
plays for you.
Exactly. 24 cap, 86 speed. Just one of the best values you could get right now, early on in the year.
There's a pro tip. That's going to make it a 4th and 20. After the huge kick return, he's going.
I don't like the move at all. I would punt. I mean, his run defense did look kind of suspect, but
to take the penalty.
Yeah, you heard him. He's going to take the penalty and just probably most likely punt it away.
He's already used the timeout. I don't think he wants to use another one here. And he's going to run it down and, punt this thing away.
You could hear Beast Mode just asking if he's punting.
I told you this could be a top 32, top 16 matchup, but they've met each other in the Rams, and obviously some clubs are an easier road for some of these top 16 players. And sometimes you know who's in what club, and sometimes you don't.
Kind of sneak up on you sometimes.
There's a punt away. Gale Sayers is going to be able to return this. Takes it inside his own 10, gets a block to the outside, a little shake.
That jukebox is something else on Gale. That was a, 30-yard return? Just because he couldn't get it out of bounds.
Out to the 40-yard line. We've already seen some good special teams in the return game so far for both of our players. But now Beast Mode Mac has an opportunity to make it a 2-score game. He will not throw this football. If you see the play art that looks like a pass, it is not going to the air. He'll hand it off to Clinton Portis. Jukes back inside, and that'll pick up a few.
Right now it's looking like he has the best jukebox I've ever seen, like honestly.
Boy, those are big words. Coming in from Pavin. He's got 2 guys to do it with. Portis and Gale Sayers have been the one toting the mail. Here's Clinton Portis again.
Anthony Barr with that great tackle right there. Secure tackler on him and Shazier for Eli.
Seems like Eli's made some adjustments here. He's going to force a 3rd and 3. After he was giving up huge chunk plays, and there's no way Beast Mode runs a play here. We're headed to the second quarter. I mean, that's the whole game plan right here. 2 backs. I'm going to eat this 40-second play clock as much as I can.
Yeah, and he's already up 7-0, so.
So at the end of 1, Beast Mode Mac 7, and Eli, who won this a year ago, still yet to get on the board. 5 minutes before the half.
You see Eli moving out his outside linebackers, but it's just not going to help on that run.
It's too easy right now. Palomalu tries to strafe, and Clinton Portis says, "Get off me!"
That Portis is, I think he has, I want to say Gale, Bo, and Portis are the best 3 running backs in the game right now. He has 2 of them on his team.
Coming up on the century mark for Portis here in the first half. This time we'll go with Gale Sayers. And he'll try to cut back against the grain. That's enough to get in the red zone down at the 18.
Even when it looked like it was kind of bottled up, he still got 4 yards on it.
Deep breath here for Beast Mode Mac, making his way over from Kansas City. He's had some good runs. If he can win this, he would make it to his 5th EA major. He's 49-18. That's a lot of wins at the MCS level. Joe Thomas in motion. And Clinton Portis inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. He's over a century mark.
He is having his way right now. His O-line is just giving him that push that he needs. And, these running lanes look wide open to me.
We've seen the 10-cap quarterback before, but we have not seen the dual running back, dual box system.
Have not. I'm sure we're going to see few people using this.
We've had some, NFL's copycat, Madden's copycat. A lot of people running the Voltarax system. This is kind of the step up to the Voltarax.
A little upgrade, yeah, you could say for sure.
The Volt 2.0.
I like
Gets
that.
it to Portis, makes a man miss, and stood up at the 2. This is unbelievable. And Eli's a great defensive player from what we've seen in the past. I mean, I know it's not his specialty, but certainly a formidable opponent who's kind of searching for answers right now.
Yeah, I could definitely say Eli is a pretty good defensive player. Whenever we play, he kind of gives me some trouble with his random defense, honestly. Like some looks I've never seen before.
He's only lost 8 times in the MCS era, taking home 20 wins. But right now it's backs against the wall, literally. Can he hold the door on 2nd and goal? No, sir. Clinton Portis in again. Beast Mode Mac up 14.
I just saw Joe Thomas just take out another person. At the end of the day, I want to see how many pancakes he has on the stat sheet.
Kind of like me and RG going to a breakfast buffet. 14-0. Beast Mode dominant so far. And Peterson will pitch it back. Dion looking for somewhere to go. There's nowhere to go.
This is a must-score situation for me. Like, even though he does get the ball at half, he needs to score because it just doesn't look like he could stop the run as of right now.
Wait, I know a lot of players disagree on this. What's your take on salary cap, offensive line? What do you spend?
It just depends on the scheme. For me, I use 12 cap guards and 17 and 18 cap tackles, good center as well. But if you're running the ball as Beast Mode is, up those numbers on the O-line because it's obviously working right now. As Telvin Smith gets a sack on the pressure.
Certainly Eli could use a bit more cap there on his offensive line to come darting through, forcing a 2nd and 19. And the only bright spot has been the return by Dion for Eli as we've hit the 2-minute warning. Got to get something here before the half. Come down here and score. You get the ball to start the second half, make something happen.
Get some momentum for sure going into half.
Rogers able to pick up the blitz and throws it underneath to, that's Alvin Cook.
That's a great play right there. Usually I would say on a 2nd and it was 20 or so, get a few yards back, he got almost all of it back, making it 3rd and 2.
Yeah, very manageable. Here from the 35, that clock is on the move. Coming up on 95 seconds left in the half. Quick throw, it's a bubble.
RPO.
And Torrey Holt.
Oh, he did not get out of bounds, though.
I didn't get out of bounds?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
See that knee come down inbounds. They're going to roll the clock here. 70 seconds to go. Rodgers once again hands it off, and Cook doesn't go anywhere. Actually loses a yard. It'll be 2nd 11. We're under a minute now.
That Telvin Smith is so run game, pass game, zone coverage. He is a great card.
Got a lot of speed there at the linebacking course. Certainly helps out. All these rangy stretch plays. And here comes Rodgers. Can't get rid of it.
Shaq
Nowhere
Griffin
to go
once
anyway.
again. Yeah. Shaq Griffin there again. It looked like his cornerback had him pressed into next week on the left side.
36 seconds now. One timeout remaining. He needs 18. Got to get across the 50 all the way down to the 46 in plus territory to move the chains. Rodgers, here comes the blitz again. Picks it up, throws it. There's Cook. Can't make a man miss, but here comes a 4th down decision. What are you doing?
I got to go for this. I know it's going to be hard with no timeouts to get any type of points. Or a field goal is very manageable, but still, you can't punt it back. You got to try to at least get some points here. Even 3 would help.
The problem is you turn it over, you give Beast Mode a chance to put up some points for himself. Huge down here, 4th and 4. No press coverage. Rodgers barking out the orders. Got plenty of time on the play clock. 0 timeouts. Kittle in motion.
Motion blocking to try to pick up the heat that wasn't sent. Slip and rush.
And then he goes up top to Torrey Holt, and it's knocked away. Maybe had the first down on the drag.
Yeah, that almost was open, but Champ Bailey is just too good of a defender to let that go by. And yeah, you have to go for the first right there. I know it may be hard. You want to go deep, get your points, try to tie it up, going into half, or getting the ball out of half, but still, you have to go get that first.
Portis, he does have all 3 timeouts as well. That'll move it to the 47, 2nd and 8. And most important thing here is 17 seconds left in the half.
If he gets 3 right here to go up 3 possessions in a game where the Excel clock is at 40 seconds, that's just another, sign of the game maybe coming to an end.
Yeah, 3 scores would be GG.
Yeah.
2nd timeout. Maybe a gain of a half a yard as Ryan Shazier comes in on the stop. Certainly 2 plays, maybe a 3rd. Still left in the half. Problem is you can't throw it.
You can't, not even 10 cap, I think, or 11 cap Matt Schaub. I don't think it passes in the
I mean, somebody would have to be wide open downfield.
Exactly.
And maybe only 20 yards open downfield. Schaub will go to the gun here, though, on 3rd and 7.
It's going to be a little wide receiver running play.
Gets it to Gale Sayers. And he will get a block.
He's out of there. He's out of there.
Let's go, man.
Can't get to him. Touchdown, BeastamodeMac.
Let's go. Oh my
that was a really great play call. That was a really great play call right there. I will not lie.
I think Peppers might have had him and stumbled over his own guy down there. Maybe he would have saved a touchdown, but it's up and it's good. 3 plays, 49 yards. Taking only 17 seconds for BeastamodeMac.
When I had seen Joe Thomas at wide and that first pancake happened, then I thought, this is probably going to be a touchdown, at least 3.
I saw Joe Thomas out there. What I didn't see is Gale Sayers coming across the formation. Here it is again.
Yeah, you can see Gale Thomas taking it, Joe Thomas pancaking, Portis with a little push just to give Gale that extra second to get out of there.
I'm not sure if he doesn't click on to Peppers. Maybe he could have made the stop there. Instead, Troy Polamalu does his best job tackling Julius, and we have moved into the second half now. Eli does get it first, but now you're in must-score situations. Any stop in this game's over.
Yeah, it would be 21 in ball. Usually when I'm playing a money game, that's kind of like the sign of, quit out type of thing,
That's the voice of last year's Madden 19 club champion, Pavin, who represent the Raiders. Three-time Raiders club champion now. Certainly knows what it takes to get out of your club, but right now it's all beast mode, Mac. And boy, I tell you, you're down 21 as Dalvin Cook close to the first down. What's your mentality now?
Honestly, it's just keep playing your game, try to get 7. You know, obviously you have to score to get back into the game. Just keep play by play. You just have to try to get 7 right here.
Down 21 and a running meta with a 40-second play clock. This is a tall task, folks. Rodgers.
The crosser.
Holt.
Good play.
Great
play.
possession catch. Positive territory to the 42-yard line.
It's a start for sure. 2 positive plays. Almost in field goal range, even though he needs 7.
That Torrey Holt is a beast. Do your solos, kids. You got to get your level up. A little bit of motion. And he will hit Cook underneath. Can't make Palomalu miss.
It looks like Dalvin needs some jukebox right there.
Had one man to beat. The only problem, that man was Troy Palomalu. We got 2 long hairs going against each other. Got the dreads. Got the long hair, don't care. Troy's going to win that battle every time. 2nd and 3. Trips to the right. Portis back there, single back. Here comes the motion from Marvin Harrison. Rodgers. Looking downfield, testing. Telvin Smith there couldn't get his hands up. That's a great play inside the red zone.
Yeah, I honestly thought Telvin was gonna animate right there. Either way, that was a great play.
Ty Law on the stop, 1st and 10 now from the 16. Eli looking for his first points. Came in with the goal of repeating as the Rams club champion. That is in some serious jeopardy right now. Rodgers back in the end zone, and Cook hauls it in for his first score of the game.
That was a dot. I will not lie. That was a dot. Possession catch to Dalvin Cook up the seam. And hey, he scored. Mess around, try to get a stop now.
5 plays, 76 yards, 2:25 off the clock. You need a turnover somewhere in this second half. Got to have something go your way.
And Eli has the personnel. He has 5 great linebackers who all are known to make plays.
Gale Sayers jukeboxing his way out to the 35. You think with a 4-point lead, just lay down. But here's that touchdown again.
Yeah, it looked like it covered 3 maybe, or I'm not sure, but he just threaded the needle really over Telvin Smith's head and under the deep blue coverage.
That's twice that he tested Telvin Smith.
Yeah.
Dropped it right in over him for Aaron Rodgers. And now Beast Mode Mac will go back to work, and it's a 14-point lead, and those 40 seconds are going to come off every time.
Every single time if you're Beast Mode Mac. He's a veteran in the game. He knows to take every single second. I saw Trey Kings earlier. He obviously had 1, but some of the plays he wasn't taking the clock all the way down as he should be.
This offensive line's out of control.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
talking about Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers hanging out on this O-line. Schaub wishing this was his offensive line. Hands it off to Portis. Portis gets to the edge. Reed. Portis looking like Todd Gurley all the way to the crib. Beast mode once again.
The way it looks like Eli hasn't played against a nasty streak or something. Like, nasty streak is just going crazy for Beast Mode right now.
28-7. As Clint Portis continues to eat. And this is muffed. AP finally jumped on it. But that could have been disastrous. Here it is again. Joe Thomas is just hurting people.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I need to see that pancake count. That he just took out 2 people right there. And another touchdown for Clint Portis.
It's pretty easy with Joe's blocking like that. You just one juke and you're gone. 1st and 10. I just don't know if there's enough time. I'm not ready to put my GG in the chat yet. Rodgers.
Make her up.
Same route.
Yep. right there, Torrey Holt stopped his, I think it was an in route, but he had playmakered him up. And
that's this crazy world where Rodgers, it's 10 of 11. I mean, he's playing just about perfect in the passing game, and you're down 21.
Yeah, it's honestly crazy to think about.
So important to have run D, especially in Madden 20. Rodgers, lean pocket once again. Holt up underneath, and a lot of this is Beast Mode's just nothing deep. He's just trying to keep everything underneath.
Yeah, when you're up 21, you really don't care if anything, as long as that clock's ticking and it's not a touchdown. I'm sure he's just chilling over there.
And I'm noticing he's starting to use Telvin Smith. He's had enough of number 50 letting him down. And he'll swing it to the outside, and Holt gets 2 feet in bounds, and more importantly, holds on to the football at the 33.
Yeah, Eli has been making pretty much the right read every single time. He had gotten stopped earlier because he just couldn't pick up the pressure, but right now he just, making the right read.
What a matchup that is with Torrey Holt and Ty Law.
Oh, yeah.
Going at each other over there. So 1st and 10 from the 33. Beast Mode's going to use a timeout here. And I think he's getting back in his regular defense here now that we're getting closer to the end zone for Eli.
Dogs are sent that play, but nice quick pass to Kittle in the flats.
Clock's going to run here. This should be the final play of the 3rd. Down 21. He'll spread it out here. Got to get a playoff here.
Oh, wow. It didn't. Wow.
Take it to the 4th quarter. Beast Mode 28, Eli 7. And this would be the biggest comeback that we've seen in Madden 20.
Yeah, for sure. Especially like you said with that play clock ticking. He honestly hurt last play. He couldn't get his play off.
I'm not sure I don't onside it if you score. Just roll the dice.
It may
what
be
do
that
you got
time.
to lose here?
Yep.
Rodgers, you got to get in there first. Look at Barr on the user for Beast Mode. Playmaker somebody somewhere, and he throws it away.
He had all the time in that play.
Just a 2nd incompletion. Coming up next, Trues and Sicken on the other side of the bracket.
It's going to be another great game.
Off. Yeah, it's going to be a great game.
Two passers going at it at that game. Montez Sweat with
Montez Sweat gets in there, making moves. It's going to maybe 4th in the game. Rodgers up under center. Got to get to the 23-yard line. He's bringing them.
Yeah, pretty sure Beast Mode's just going to send everyone.
So he man-to-man on the outside. Got to throw it on the post route, and Ward's right there to pick it off.
Ward on Dalvin Cook. Ward's picking that every time.
And you heard Eli just mumble to himself. Not the way he thought this one would go. But what a tough draw to have to come out here in the semifinals, and you got Beast Mode Mac to go up against.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate. Like Mo was saying earlier, this could have been easily a round of like 64, a round of even 32 if it was 2 different clubs, but it just so happened to be a round of 128 matchup.
And I'm not sure he needed a 2nd jukebox guy. I mean, Clinton Portis has been enough, running right behind that Joe Thomas.
Yeah, sure has been, but obviously he could just, I don't know, just cycle those backs if one of them gets tired.
2nd and 7. That might come into play here as he's trying to clock this thing out. 3:40 to go. Ball at his own 8-yard line. Commanding lead for Beast Mode Mac, who, remember, finished 5th at the Classic back in August in Arlington, Texas. It was Serious Mo that beat him, and of course Mo went on to win the whole thing.
Yeah, that tournament was great. Unfortunately for myself, I wish I could have done better, been in some of those exciting games, but we're here now, Club Series.
It's just tough in an open tournament. You never know what you're going to face. Game just comes out. Beast Mode Mac, though,
he's looking good.
He's close to 90 grand in career earnings if he can win this Rams Club Championship. That's certainly what he's come here to do. I formation here on 3rd and 6. And he'll stretch it out to Portis. Portis makes a man miss, makes another one miss. He's off to the races once again across midfield. Can Dion catch him? 30. He stops.
Oh.
And taken down finally at the 23. I think he knew he couldn't outrun Dion.
Yeah, he tried to get him with a stop and go, but Dion was just not having any of that.
Eli's still fighting here as we get to the 2-minute warning, and Beast Mode on the other side. He's looking to pour it on.
Yeah, definitely looking like he wants to keep scoring and keep scoring and keep scoring.
I think he's making a statement for those two that are sitting in the back, and Trues and Sicken, that, hey, if you win your first game, you're going to have your hands full in the final.
Gale Sayers and Clint Portis.
Joe Thomas is the one that keeps me up.
You're right. You're right. Keep forgetting about him for some reason.
You got to be able to tackle him first. If you're on your back from Joe Thomas, you see him over there, number 73 on the right side with that ability star underneath. He's the one just moving people. And Portis now 18 carries for 263 and 2 scores.
It just looked like from the get-go that Eli didn't have any really run defense, and I don't know if moving those OLBs out would really help him out with that.
GG's.
Good games for sure.
As this one's over, not the way Eli thought it would go. Last year's Madden 19 Rams Club champion came in here with Beast Mode Mac.
Bro,
And
I don't know why I couldn't pick up that business.
and Eli's just
playing trade and it was working.
Just thinking about what might have been if he could just get a few stops in
I
there.
feel like I had to rehighlight
Yeah.
running back.
Yeah.
His run D could have been,
Caught on
I don't
to
know, something other.
We started moving the ball during the second half, but
This is my favorite time. Is right after the game. All the talks and conversations and
That run.
what could have been and all that
little
kind of stuff. We
squeaky
had some
run.
highlights in this one. A lot of them on the side of Beast Mode Mac as he takes on Eli here in semifinal number 1. And this is Beast Mode Mac going to work early. Joe Thomas gets a pancake. And then, hey, this isn't the same highlight. He's off again.
Oh yeah, Clint Portis, Gale Sayers, they better be thanking Joe Thomas after that game.
Just moving, folks. Big number 73. And here's Portis once again. Goes right by Palomalu. And, I mean, even when Troy Palomalu can't take you down, you know you're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, right there, another touchdown for Clint Portis. And then, oh, this was my favorite play of the game. The little touch pass to Gale Sayers, and then Joe Thomas doing what he does. Portis helping out a little bit with a little block, which gave him enough speed and enough time to get out of there.
That felt like NCAA 14, a little speed sweep there, a little touch pass, as you said, and then Clinton Portis, he would put the exclamation point in as he runs it all the way in. It would be a 3-score lead at that point, 28-7. Matt Schaub did not have to throw the football with Gale Sayers and Portis toting the mail. And so here's the updated bracket. Beast Mode Mac will be waiting in the final. He'll face the winner of Sicken and Trues. That one is coming up next. But right now, man, Beast Mode looking dominant. He's hanging out with Evan.
I'm here with Matt Clark, otherwise, and he should be known today as Beast Mode Mac. You went Beast Mode, man. Probably one of the most dominant performances I think we've seen here in the club series thus far. What worked so well for you in today's game?
the run, man. As you saw, I had a ton of rushing yards. I was very prepared. I had Joe Thomas with nasty streak. You know, he helps me run the ball. He pancakes safeties and stuff like that. Also had the ability called jukebox. You know, I could break a lot of tackles, juke into open space. Yeah.
But it's, you know, you have all those things, but sometimes it was just flowing. It looked really good. You obviously were 5th at the Classic, which was an amazing performance. Congrats on that. Now you've made it to the top 32 in the Los Angeles Rams club, but you have competed for another club 2 years in a row. Why'd you switch to decide to compete for the Rams this year?
I just think a switch was needed, and you know the Rams is a pretty cool team. You know, I live in Kansas City, Missouri, and they were there in St. Louis there for a while until they moved. I figured they were pretty close, and I just tried my luck with this team.
Well, let's take a look at one of your better touchdowns, an absolute monster run. Why were you able to break down this defense so well?
I'm just super prepared. I'm prepared for every single defense. Nothing's going to catch me off guard. I'm going to be dominant in the next game, too, guaranteed.
Eli is known for blitzing, so did you take that into account when you were playing?
No, it doesn't matter what my opponent does. Blitz, go coverage, doesn't really matter.
So you're feeling confident, as you should. I think when you look at you having the experience, in 17 you obviously won the Madden Challenge. Now, obviously, the club championship, different beast. Do you feel that this could be that year that is Beast Mode Max yet again?
Oh, yeah, I think the Mac is back, baby.
The Mac is back, baby. I love it. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We'll be seeing you soon in the finals. We have one finalist safely through to the Rams final when we return. The Madden 20 Los Angeles